what's up guys, this is Philip, and today coming at you we're going to be doing a fun little project on the 2026 Nissan Z. Car's right here behind me and it's the usual spot in the garage. We're going to be installing a set of Kanjo hood struts. So this is the package that showed up from Kanjo. It's Kanjo Spec D, and all over the place it's got a little Grim Reaper and danger, high pressure, do not puncture. So you know what? I think we'll make it a point not to puncture these things. To install on this, it should be pretty easy. It's just a couple of bolts. And hey, follow along and let's get to it. Alright guys, so first things first, we're gonna open up our package and see what we got. So these are our hood struts, and I can actually see on them right there, that has PS on it for passenger side. So they actually do label passenger side and driver side on the struts. And then for mounting hardware, I got two brackets, and they are labeled driver side and passenger side. There's my driver side bracket, and these are going to be my my lower mounting pins. We're going to replace this pop rivet here and put this in its place. And then they gave me two brand new 14mm nuts that's going to be installed on the hood hinge. Short list, nothing crazy. So we're going to start off, we'll do driver side first, and we'll start by removing this 14mm right here. I guess we're about to find out how tight it is. Yep, I lied, that is not a 14mm. That is a 12mm. Not on that tight. Kind of crazy when you figure that's holding my hood on. Alright, so it should just be a simple matter of out with the old and in with the new. Alright, before I install this, I'm going to wipe it down with a rag dipped in a little bit of acetone. That'll get all this residue off. Like I said, a little bit of acetone. Acetone works wonders for getting rid of adhesive, and then it evaporates pretty quickly too, and it's not strong enough to harm the coating. So it's already squeaky clean. Now we'll install it. If you look at this bolt, it does have a protrusion from it, and that's going to go up into the hinge itself. It's a pretty nice design because it's got two holes in here, and then there's little tabs on the factory hinge. So that helps it align nice. So at this point, we're gonna snug this down. Like I said, the one that I took off, it was probably only about 15 foot-pounds. So we're gonna put it on good and snug, but we're not gonna crank the living crap out of it. It's actually 17mm. So this new nut, it's 17mm. Like I said, we're gonna put it on tight, but not stupid. So we're good there. Bolts in. So now we're gonna tackle this lower. So we're gonna pop this push tab. It's very simple. You put our screwdriver underneath, pop the center. You see how it popped upwards? And then we can just grab it and pull it out. This is our new piece. This is gonna sit right in here. I've seen where they tell people to raise the car up or jack the car up. I also got online and he said, hey, just turn your wheel and you can reach this bolt hole. So there you go. You can actually see my fingers tapping up against it. So I can get my hand under here without any kind of drama. So there's my fingers right there tapping on it. Okay, so this nut right here is actually a 13mm. So we're gonna take the nut off. As a lock washer, we're gonna take that off as well. And then we'll take the remainder and set it right in. Okay, so I got my lock washer on. What I did is I put just a dab of Mobil 1 red synthetic grease on there. And it's just enough so that it's gonna hold this in place so I can slide it underneath and it doesn't fall out. I'm not actually trying to grease anything. I'm just using it as an easy way to hold this in place. Okay, so I am started. I looked underneath. So let me bring the camera down here. Here's my strut. I mean my upper wishbone, and then right here my finger is actually touching. Where my finger is touching is where the nut is. We're gonna slide our ratchet up in there and tighten her down. Okay, so for tightening this, I'm gonna use two sockets. The bottom one's gonna be a 13. More or less what I did is I came in from the back side. So here's my socket with my extension. I came in as such, rotated it upwards, and I was able to get it right over the bolt. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, sliding the 13mm with the extension and putting that on, that was the trickiest part. Alright, I've turned my wheel the other direction. Out with the old, we'll install our new bracket. And I already peeled off the little logo that said P for passenger side. Now we'll put our new nut on. Once again, this one was 17, I believe. So we'll snug this down nice. That'll be good right there. So our nuts on. Now we'll remove our push pin. Alright, so just so you can see, this is about how much of that red grease. I'm using Mobil 1 grease, but that's about how much I put on it. So it's just enough to hold it in place under there so that I can get the nut in position. Okay, so we got it started. It's gonna be the same as before. We're gonna use the 12 on the top and the 13 on the bottom. All right, we're gonna get this 13 into position by feeding it from the backside above the A-arm. Doesn't help the cause that I'm pressed up against the wall on this side either. I want it good and snug. We don't want to like take the ever-living shit out of it though. Yep, stuck in there nicely. Okay, so now we're on the home stretch. They are nicely labeled. P for passenger and a D for driver's side. Oh look, and it had instructions that I didn't bother to look at before I started the install on this. I do love how they got their logo on it, and then they have the danger. So they have this danger high pressure like written everywhere on this thing. Slightly concerning, to be honest. Keep in mind, this comes from the same guy that cut the bracket his hood poppers were attached to. If you're in doubt, this one's flush 90 degrees. This one is angled. It's got a bend to it in the bracket. This is going to be the side that locks into my lower mount. This is going to be my upper. Should just be pressed and it'll snap into place. There we go. That's exactly what it does. All right. So at this point, I'm gonna do my stock hood release. Raise that up. There it goes. And to be honest, okay, I was curious if one side was going to be enough to hold it up, but it is not. I know if you're running an aftermarket hood, like my boy in his 350Z, we're running the C-bond carbon fiber, and 2 hood struts actually overpowers the carbon fiber hood. It was causing issues where it was wanting to bind. And in that case, we ran the driver's side, no passenger side, and it was like the perfect amount of tension. Holds the hood up nicely and doesn't bind. But it appears for the stock, you're going to need 2 to keep it held up. And once again, they just clip right into place. So we'll start with the upper. There she is. Same deal as before. There we go. Now it's being held in position. So for all intents and purposes, this would be complete. My hinges are installed. I'm just making sure they move through the range of motion without any dramas. Feels good. However, I am going to do one more thing. I am going to take the stock prop rod out. I think if I have the hinges, the whole point of having the hinges is it looks better, especially in a car that costs like as much as these do. And it opens the hood a little higher as well. But I think it kind of defeats the purpose if you're looking right at this rod. It's just like a constant reminder that, oh yeah, these things are just some aftermarket crap you threw on. Even though they were very high quality, I might add. So we're going to take a little bit of extra time and we're going to remove this rod. It's not bolted in. It's a grommet. There we go. So as you can see, it bends 180 degrees. I'm going to leave the actual grommet part in here, but I pulled the rod out. Now I am going to keep the original packaging right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stock hood bolts and those 2 clips, and I'm going to put it in there. What I'm doing now, take my hardware, a couple pieces of painter's tape, and my bag of original hardware to include that pin for the hood prop. I taped it to the stock factory hood prop itself. So I can put this on a shelf now. I'm probably going to set it like next to where my stock exhaust is that I took off. And that way, once again, if I ever did need to return the car back to a fully stock configuration, I got everything's right here and I can get it put back together in no time. Alright guys, so we have everything put back together at this point. I include my little panel. And like I said, I do think it did clean it up by taking the prop rod out. But hey, this is a moment of truth. Let's close this thing and make sure it opens and that we don't hear any binding or weirdness. So far so good. Oh, very nice. So, we closed it. Didn't hear anything binding or hitting. I don't see any evidence that anything's rubbing. So at this point, I would say that our install is complete. Once again, we installed the Kanjo Spec D hydraulic hood struts, and that was to replace the prop rod, which I showed removing here at the end of this video. So if you made it through, I appreciate you for watching. Hopefully one of y'all found this helpful. If nothing else, I did want to show that no, you don't have to put the car up on jack stands or even lift the front end in order to do this job. That wasn't me being a visionary. I actually got that info from another member on the Nissan forum. I had seen it just written in passing, but it proved to be true. So once again, appreciate y'all for watching, and y'all take care. Until next time, see ya.